Hi guys, it's Chris, back in my cider shed with some more cider to try. And we got that box, didn't we? We did. We got that box sent to us by Tricky Cider. Six different ciders. Yes, that's six. Six different ciders, all varying in styles, etc. First one we had was a pure Dabbinet, bone dry. Impressed, actually impressed. It's the sort of thing most people won't make. It was a proper dry cider, a proper pure expression of Dabbinet, and I respect that massively. Not to everyone's palate. Most people haven't had a proper dry cider. They may think they have because they bought something that said dry in it, but almost no cider that says dry in it is in fact dry. Certainly not that's made on a large commercial basis. So yeah, nice. We liked it. So let's see what have we got now. We've got another one, and it's called Wizard. There's a label, quite funky labels. Quite like them actually. Nice. Traditional Somerset cider, 6.5%, so 100% juice. Fermenting to dry. This is dry, isn't it? Well, medium actually. So medium. So I assume they're back sweetening. With sugar then pasteurising. I assume that's what they're doing. That would make total sense. And it is what's it say? Wizard has a magical blend of Somerset cider apples up its sleeve. Dabbinet, Yarrington Mill, and Michelin. Nice blend there. Michelin. So Michelin, originally a French varietal, but brought over in the 19th century, and actually the most planted varietal for much of the 20th century, I think. Mainly for blending and so forth. But I've had some excellent single varieties, particularly from Ross and White, to be honest. But we like to see that in here. So Dabbinet, Yarrington Mill, Michelin, nice blend. They create a full-flavoured, rich and smooth, bittersweet farmhouse cider with medium tannins. Yep, that's contains sulfites. Fine by me. Yeah, so let's try it. Looks hazy, unfiltered. Is that right? Yep, looks hazy. So still cider, so no smoking gun. Let's pour it out. Okay. So we've got good colour, which we'd expect from a combination of those bittersweets. We really would, and there it is. So I assume these are left to macerate, get some colour. I mean, maceration gives you colour, also softens tannins, also helps with extraction, so you get more yield from your fruit. So there's multiple reasons for doing it. But actually, for me, I just love the colour that you get from cider apples. I think a grey amber cider is just a beautiful thing to behold. Yeah, and that's looking pretty good. Let's give it a sniff. I'm a bit congested, but oh, I mean, it smells like it's going to be sweet. It said medium. And like we said before, like the Dabbinet smelled like it was going to be like almost like some sort of subtle toffee apple, and it wasn't at all. It was absolutely bone dry. There's no sweetness in it whatsoever. There's firm tannins. It's got a similar character. It's got that sweated apple thing, which we really like. I'm throwing it on myself. It's been a long day. Do forgive me. Almost like apple pie sort of feeling. That's kind of what I'm getting. It's maybe there's sort of like a Demerara sort of character to it, a bit of depth to it, you know, orchard, skins, that sweated apple thing that I talk about all the time, which I love so much in these sorts of these varietals. But it smells like a hint of acidity, but it smells like it's going to be sweet. That smells like. But you can't smell sweet. But we do know it's medium, so let's test what they consider to be a medium, because it's always interesting to try a medium and see how sweet or not it is, because that tells you something about the palate of the person who's making it. So let's try it. Excellent tannins. Nice. I think it's a solid medium. I think it's a good medium, that. Yep. So I think their palate is attuned to my palate, in the sense that I've had medium dries from places like Thatcher's and Weston's that have been sweeter than that. That's classed as a medium. But it's balanced. There's some acidity. It's got the tannin. Great fruit in the middle there. Great, like, aged, ripe, sort of cider, apple character in the middle of this. Like a fruit pie. That's what it's made me think of. Fruit pie filling, which is a great thing. So hints of like that Demerara character. Maybe hints of tannin on the back. Yeah, maybe hints of leatheriness on the back. But the sugar balances that sort of leathery, sort of I mean, it's bitterness, but it sounds negative when you say bitter. But it's not. It's not negative. It's actually part of the character of the apple. You know, that tannin, the hard tannin you get. Grapefruit in the middle balances those tannins massively. There's acidity in there as well, which helps offset that sweetness. Yeah, it's a good cider. So I think Tricky are actually very, very solid indeed, based on the two that I've had. They're trying to do something very traditional. They're using they're sourcing their apples from orchards across the Somerset levels, you know, unused orchards, disused orchards. They're trying to keep orchards going that otherwise wouldn't be used, which is, you know, respect for that. We like that, but also it means you're going to get some great fruit, because a lot of these unused orchards, these abandoned orchards, have got very old established trees which give excellent fruit, and usually they're good cider varietals as well, because in that part of the world you didn't grow apples to eat, you grew them primarily to make cider. So yeah, hence things like Dabonet, Yarlington Mill, and Michelin as well, actually. So there you go. We like, and this is quite cold. It's going to get better when it warms up. This hasn't been in my fridge though, it's just been in the shed, but it's been pretty cold lately. So, you know, either I leave it at room temperature or I try and put it in other places, like in the shed. But yeah, it's going to get a bit warmer tomorrow. Apparently, I'll believe it when I see it. So there you go, we like that. Wizard from Tricky. Traditional Somerset cider, medium, still. Yep. I think it's sort of set the pattern for these guys, hasn't it? I think we now know that we're dealing with people who are trying to make something authentic, traditional, 100% juice. You know, I don't know if it's a wild yeast. I'm going to assume it's a wild yeast. I'm sure I can find out one way or the other. But anyway, yeah, there you go. So thanks for joining me back in my cider shed. I hope you join me again. But until that time, cheers.